Aha, a human among humans. We are celebrating, right?
Celebration. There will be a celebration coming up in a
And
couple of weeks.
this is a celebration too.
Of Anthony Donahoe, yes.
Of Anthony Donahoe.
Yes.
And Anthony is in this picture, and Anthony is well, yes.
Yes.
You can tell your relationship to Anthony if you want.
Yes, my name's Alex Silberman. I'm Anthony's son. Yeah.
Yes. And this is.
My name's John Oxenford.
And you were Alice's friend since
preschool.
Since preschool.
Yeah.
Yes.
And to my left, if you could just say hello.
Yes, hi. My name is Sarah, and I love Anthony, and I'm here to celebrate.
And I'm your host, Michael Koran. Sarah, just tell us what you were saying about Anthony just before.
He was that rare person who always just gave. He was always there to listen, give advice, and to me, just so invaluable and egoless, and a type of person that is just so irreplaceable.
It'll make me cry. Anthony left us, I believe, Labor Day. I think it was Labor Day.
They found out. Yeah, they found out on Monday, but he had been there for a while.
Yep.
This past Monday. Yeah, he had been there for a while.
Anthony Donahoe.
That's when the rest of the family started finding out.
Here he is again. There he is, as usual, being kind to me on my birthday. It's taking so much thought to put that over my head. Okay, we're going to honor Anthony by reading and discussing his poems. It's quite a title, Alex. Grave Intentions is the title of the poetry.
Oh, yes. Appreciate the dark sense of humor.
And we have the poems. Let's see if I can know how to do this. This will be too hard. Maybe Sarah can. The poems are on here.
Let's see.
Oh, Escape, that was what it was, yes.
And then they are, I'm just going to do this. Oh, this is just too clustered. Right here? Poem right here?
Maybe, yes. No, I don't think so. But
Oh, wait. I think it's here.
yes.
All right, here we go.
You're so good.
Okay.
This is it. Yes,
And
now-
now you're going to hit there. There we go.
Whoa, we have technological help unlike ever we've had here. Thank you, Sarah Brett. Breakfast. This place is stirring with death. Egg fried for trying to be born. Potatoes deflowered. Ham beaten and eaten. Menu won't allow them to be buried. Our guts, their tomb. Until our evolution into maggots. And a chance that a kind hen picking in a country graveyard fiddles us through its beak. And wham! Back to being an egg again. Okay, now, Sarah Brett, we're going to look at each other again. Oh, we did. Magic. I don't know how that happened. Okay, we have friends of Anthony are going to explore this poem. Anybody, what do we make of it?
I think before we were talking about maybe being some representation of reincarnation. You know, just being gobbled up by the bird and then becoming the egg again.
Yes, hope for all of us, Alex.
I see the potatoes being deflowered, showing his flirtatious nature.
I see. Tell me more. No, tell me a little more. Oh, because of women.
Oh, he loved to flirt. He loved to flirt with the world, especially many women. In this world.
My.
So, yes, I think he just with a touch of sense of humor and drawing people.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
Of course.
It's great having many voices, John. You can get all kinds of. Anything else, Sarah?
Menu won't allow them to be buried. It's sort of like you just can't hide.
You cannot hide. If your eggs, you're going to be eaten.
And with the preservatives in the food, you might not be able to get rid of the food either way.
Oh, there's a talk by a nature man. Eat healthy food. Mm-hmm. So that's breakfast.
Yes.
And John is going to just say goodbye to this poem by...
Alex, would you like to read it now?
Oh, maybe momentarily. Maybe, yeah. Let's,
Do the next
since you
poem.
both
No,
are...
one of this one now.
Yeah, so hit here. Oh, you know what? Hit there. Go back and forth.
Yeah, there's
there we go.
a Mercury retrograde, I believe.
No, it's not
Here,
happening.
you want the
If you
poem,
don't
right?
want to,
There.
I'll speak for breakfast.
Print. Oh, hold on. Hold on. Preview. Input 5. And that's it.
Oh, jeez. You'll have to teach me someday.
Back to
Okay, who's
breakfast.
reading it?
Well, yeah, why don't, if you want to read this poem again, yeah, read that and then I'll go on. Yeah.
Okay. Breakfast. This place is stirring with death. Eggs fried for trying to be born. Potatoes deflowered, ham beaten and eaten. Menu won't allow them to be buried. Our guts their tomb, until our evolution into maggots. And a chance that a kind hen picking in a country graveyard fiddles us through its beak and wham, back into being an egg again.
Yum. And we get us again, sir?
And, yeah, and as the poem's read again, I was just thinking, though, just to, put cards on the table and bring things down, but then back up again as well. You two had been in here more recently with Anthony as well, and he had been, he told me himself, he'd been on a diet that time that he stressed his nerves a bit at the time, and maybe the episode will come out sometime later, but had a disagreement, but I think this was cyclical in nature as well, between the two of you.
It wasn't really a disagreement, it was so quick.
It was, maybe one side didn't see the other side building up into it.
No.
At all. But that's fair enough.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I think it was cyclical in nature because you're two men who like to be on stage. Whether it be this stage right here, or whether it to be a more theatrical place as well. So, but this would happen, but then you would always, and I'm sure in due time, considering the unfortunate event, his unfortunate death, you would have come back together. It may have taken 3 months, but it tended to happen.
Yes,
You'd
yes.
go away for a bit,
Yeah.
and then just like that cycle, come back in.
Yes, my dear
Yes.
beloved friend Anthony, who was on this show, his last TV appearance
Yes.
with John, walked out in 10 minutes because we had carefully planned and outlined for the show.
Well, and people have different ideas of what they want and what they want to present, and then when that comes into conflict.
Yes, he wanted that outline. And I said, Tony, let's keep it because last time we didn't have one and it wandered too much. He said, yes, good idea. But as soon as I said, keep the outline, bam!
Well, as always, you two had two different visions, but you were able to meet. And sometimes there was an explosion that happened, and then that's okay too.
Yes.
Yeah.
In some ways.
And then you would get together sometimes as if nothing would happen.
Yes.
again.
Oh,
yes.
in some ways that makes me love him even more.
Oh, yeah. Because the ability to be honest with each other and have that blow up, and then to come back together later.
Anthony and I.
Yes.
He's my best friend, really. I learned with him that I could say anything. And if I ever held anything back, I felt I wasn't honoring us.
Mm-hmm.
And I learned with him, which I can't do with anyone else.
Oh, well, no. Not always.
Share whatever feelings and thoughts I had about him or what we were doing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, was that freeing?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
We're moving on
On.
to, thanks to Sarah, thank you for being here. You have to teach me sometime. Okay, and this one. And then I can't think I know how to do it. Mercury retrograde. When things fall apart, let's rest. You don't go my way any longer, and I won't go yours. If I see you on the street, I'll bow. But let's not touch. To others, we'll say we've broken up. Ended completely. It's the other's fault. This is less painful than examining. Yes, we were hoping the worst wouldn't happen, but it did. Sadder than I can say. Could you get out of my way? I have to go home and cry me a river. When the sadness wears away, maybe we could go for a swim. If you're drowning and I feel too tired to save you, I know you'll understand. And of course, vice versa. The money you owe, keep it. Costs too much to get it back. We'd have to interact. I'll go to your funeral if you go to mine. In spirit or in flesh, it won't matter. One of us is out of the way. Okay, folks, what do we make of this one?
Well, I remember when we were going over this one, I didn't realize that Crimea River was actually the river we could swim in. And so it's just this, just this river of sadness. And if you're drowning, it's just this huge separation, I think.
This poem is sadder for me this time. These were written 20 years ago. But this was Anthony. I don't think I quite knew it, these poems. I mean, I knew it, but I didn't really get how hard it was for him to, I know it myself, how hard it was to interact.
Well, the beginning when things fall apart reminds me of the book Things Fall Apart by Chinua Achebe.
Oh my, tell us
in
more.
African colonization.
Yeah.
But it does remind me of him in a way, in terms of present, going a different way, in terms of he'd be incredibly social at times, interact with everybody, flirt with the whole world, and then he'd be like, he'd have enough of people or it would get too much, and then he'd either go away, just take time in his house, or he would go on a trip and be like, I'm like, where are you? Oh, I'm going to New York next week. Oh, what's happening? I'm going out to California. I met someone out there. I'm going out there. So it's definitely a lot of the time between those two extremes, going from one to the other, back and forth.
Yes, I hid from my difficulty. Everybody was a challenge. I can understand everyone was in the way. It's an expression by Jean-Paul Sartre. Everyone's in the way. I would hide by being nice. Hi there, John. Deep down, I wouldn't even know how scared I was, even to talk. So I would hide. Tony didn't hide in that way.
No, he didn't.
He didn't pretend.
No. No. It would reach a point where he'd be like, I've had enough. Okay, enough.
Yes.
I'm going away for a bit, and I'll see you later. Yep.
Brutal. I was telling John, brutally honest, though. If you're drowning and I feel too tired to save you, I know you'll understand. Well, maybe. I've had women, a lovely woman. For me, the best woman who loved him, Debbie. And she called me crying. She so much wanted to go horseback riding. She owned a horse. I don't know if you ever met her. Probably not.
I don't think so.
No. Oh my. I was telling John there's something healing about being so brutally honest with ourselves, which was his gift to me. I mean, he is saying this. And I would hide. If you're drowning, I'll do all I can to help you if I can. Not Tony. If you're drowning, in the sadness we've caused each other, you would understand. And I feel too tired to save you. I know you'll understand. So I wouldn't allow myself. So there's something, the honesty is healing, I think. I was telling John, whatever feelings we have, really noticing them and saying, oh, these are my feelings now. Popsicles to be tasted.
Yeah, it's the next one, isn't it?
Maybe coming up,
The
yes.
fridge of the bed. Or...
We get coming attractions from John. So that was a great gift, that he would be brutally honest with how brutal he was. And then, Alex, our friend Fred, I don't think you've met him, Finnegan's Wake Group, said of Anthony, I called him Tone. I'm not sure he liked it. I called him Tone.
That's fine.
But Fred said that for someone who tried so hard to avoid love, Tony created as much love as anyone he ever met. Because he did create love, I think. At least for Sarah and me.
Yeah.
You were
I think he created a lot of friendships, yeah.
A lot of them.
Yeah.
Yes. It's a bit touching. I'll go to your funeral if you go to mine when he's going to have a funeral this week.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Well, there's the logistics on that. It's ongoing. There's some complications in terms of setting all that up, but I think the celebration of life should be about a week and a half, but we've been working on things today, so I can't give any final date yet until we nail everything, make sure everything's all set, but it will be soon.
I love calling it the celebration of life.
And those are his words in his will.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Oh wow!
Yeah. Celebration of life. Yes.
Whoa, I'm gonna cry.
Yeah, and but yeah, we're still nailing a bunch of things. There's a bunch of things that need to have happen, but there are already people in town from Ireland. There might be someone coming in from Italy. Family, of the family and all that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I hope we can read some, if not all, of these poems at the
Yeah.
celebration. It's up to you.
There's a lot. Been going through a few things. Trying to find the logistics as to actually what to do has been a bit of a challenge. Trying to find his creative writing, no problem at all. It's everywhere.
Oh, I'd love, if you can.
Well,
Tony was writing a book about being a father.
yes, Concessions of a Sperm Donor.
Yes.
Yeah.
I gave him the title.
Yes,
I gave him the title.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
if you would like, I'd love to edit that.
Yeah, it's possible. I'll have to look through everything.
Yes,
and
that's
people can
the
be a
one.
part of it. And
That's the one I
I
want
think
to
it'll.
edit and help publish.
Yeah. I think it'll all be
It's-
in a bit of a time from now.
Yes.
Things need to get sorted out. but,
Assuming it's okay with you, because it's about you.
We'll cross that bridge
We'll
when we
cross-
come to it. There's a lot of things.
As
that
my
need to
brother
happen
said, we'll
before-
cross that bridge after we're over it. Okay, someone's going to read, I hope John, he's into it, read this poem.
Sure.
Yeah.
Mercury retrograde. Mercury retrograde. Should I wait?
Yes. Go for it. Go for it, John. Let's start title again.
I'm not sure it's on the screen, but
Oh, you're so good, John.
There it
when
is.
things fall apart, let's rest. You don't go my way any longer, I won't go yours. If I see you on the street, I'll bow, but let's not touch. To others, we'll say we've broken up. Ended completely. It's the other's fault. This is less painful than an examining. Yes, we're hoping the worst wouldn't happen, but it did. Sadder than I can say. Could you get out of my way? I have to go home and cry me a river. When the sadness wears away, maybe we could go for a swim. If you're drowning and I feel too tired to save you, I know you'll understand, and of course, vice versa. The money you owe, keep it. Costs too much to get it back. We'd have to interact. I'll go to your funeral if you go to mine, in spirit or in flesh. It won't matter. One of us is out of the way.
Wow, thank you, John. I'm gonna cry. Well, we love you, I'm tempted to say, Alex, anyway.
I would go for it.
Because Tone always wanted me to say, Tone and I would laugh if I said that.
Oh yes.
I love you anyway, Tone, in spite of who you are. I love you a lot.
Yeah, that's
how we
honest.
talk.
Yeah.
That is how we talk.
Yeah.
And Tone would say, oh, I open up to you, Mike. I'm feeling so vulnerable, and that's how you treat me. I'm giving my heart to you, and look what you're telling me. That's how we would interact. Okay, we're moving on to Fallen Angel. Maybe while I read it, Sarah can... Oh, oh, we now have both of us on this. Is that readable still?
Yeah, I like it.
Okay.
I don't know how that works.
It's halfway.
Yeah, it's halfway.
Perfect, I
merged.
love it.
Maybe we'll do the whole discussion like this.
Yeah.
Fallen Angel. I'll pay a visit to the stone that's my body and listen to what's left of my insides, where feelings are popsicles, longing to be tasted. Take me from the fridge in this bed which lures me forever with unnecessary sleep. Put off sleeping away the day, hiding from light and lack of love. Dream me into something different than physical weight. Leave me in the unwavering air, untouchable. What do we think, folks?
Well, we were talking before about what did we believe in after death, and we actually, I think we had similar views. I was just kind of thinking, maybe there's. I was working on my story for work. We have to present our stories, and I started thinking, and I just learned about Anthony passing away, and I started suddenly just trying to use all those acting techniques that I'd learned all, back in the day, but never really used, and I just thought of Anthony. I just started trying to, do some vocal work. So, maybe he's an angel, out there, giving some help.
There might be an angel out there helping us.
Maybe it's Anthony who left the physical body, this.
Yes, High Tone. High Tone, you left the studio and now you're back. Take that, Tone. You have come back to the studio. We four have brought you here. Good to feel your presence. What do you make of Untouchable, Alex?
Untouchable.
Leave me the last lines. Leave me in the
let's see.
wavering air, untouchable.
Well, I can only have a lighter sense of humor in the moment right now, but he didn't always want to be touched. No, didn't want to, especially when people got too close.
Yes.
He would draw them in, but then when it was too close for him, untouched. So I get in the moment, right now.
There's a
going about.
very good dancing exercise
But
where
there seems to be a sense of peace with the untouchable. Leave me in the air. Let me be over there.
let me be
Be over there, untouchable.
although this one is
Yeah.
hiding from light and lack of love. He wants to, and he had trouble eating. Take too much. Take me from the fridge in this bed.
Yes.
Unnecessary sleep. Put off sleeping away the day, hiding from light. Honest, 20 years ago. But it's a long road to go from this honesty to breaking out of it. Right? I mean, he might have I felt he broke out of it with me. We were close, we hugged. He loved it. I said, I really need to massage someone's foot. Do you know of a foot that and he would, honest, Alice.
Definitely.
Because he had a bow.
Doesn't surprise me.
He had a metal in his foot because he fell from a 20s.
Yes.
Fell while painting from the second
Yeah,
floor.
he was just doing some construction.
So we walked with I don't know, he walked with a limp, but it was hard.
He also had a skydiving accident too.
That I didn't know.
Yeah.
And he walked backwards downstairs.
Yeah.
He was able to go through many disabilities and be cheerful and be funny.
Oh yeah.
Oh. Anybody else? A visit to the stone that's my body? Maybe wanting to, right? Don't touch me. Don't make me, I want to be cold. And maybe, yes, Alex?
Yeah, I don't have anything else to say about this particular poem, but I will say that just comes to mind a little slightly separately, and I'll get back to the poetry, of course, is that when the celebration of life does happen for him, if people, if it's instead when a lot of people die, it's a lot of sadness, which of course can happen. But if nobody is getting out there and enjoying themselves and dancing, and even said today, if nobody gets a date out of this celebration of life, we've done something wrong.
Whoa! Whoa! Wow!
And people who want to can be traditional and can wear dark colors, of course. But I mean, with him, wear something bright that brings you alive.
Oh, great! I can't
Dance,
wait. I was worried.
flirt, have fun, enjoy yourself, and don't hold back.
No. Whoa! What is going to be like a Irish wake?
Yeah, so we're stirring something up. Maybe we'll have a microphone. Let people do. After the more formal.
Yes.
Sad service at funerals. After that, looking at space, they're just starting to have to look into spaces in the area in West Roxbury.
Oh, I'm gonna cry.
And find a place to really have a good time. And obviously, there will also be have to be pints of Guinness and Irish coffee.
Oh, I have to have Irish coffee and Tony's on.
Yeah.
Whoa. Well, that's gonna make. I think there's a Jewish belief that if you remember well someone who dies, it's like a prayer that helps them rise toward the heavens. And Tone might need a little help. And we're helping him.
Yes.
We're helping you, Tone, whether you like it or not. We're helping you rise to heaven. Sorry, Tone.
To go to heaven.
And the I will say that the celebration, everyone will be welcome, and hopefully everyone will, and as you mentioned in terms of some beliefs, will balance each other out in terms of, yes, the traditional Irish Catholics will be there, and they'll have their structure. And religious and spiritual people of all nature will be there. And then atheists who really could care less about any of the beliefs will be there as well. Atheists and agnostics and everyone in between and intermixed as well.
He was like that. I wonder what Tony believed. It was hard to...
Depends on the moment. Really.
Yes, he was open. Certainly went to church often.
Yeah, he did, but there were also a lot of family events too, and he went back and forth on it. I think it really depended.
Yes,
he deeply cared about people, did plenty of acts for people, but he hated authority too. So give all you have to do is give him a man up there telling him what to do and what not to do, and that's not going to work out too well.
That's what happened with us. If I would do it again, Tom, if I would do it again when I was with John, and we had spent 2 hours building up a outline for the show.
But I think it brought out truth. It's a good thing that it happened. It feels bad in the moment now that he's gone, but him ripping up the cue cards and letting it go is a good thing in a way, because it showed the toleration. You both have your very strong visions. And and you want the visions displayed, and if not, it will be spoken about that the vision is not displayed, and neither one of you will stand for it at the end of the day.
If I would do it again, though,
I hear you.
I would have said, Would you consider following the outline rather than no, you've got to follow? But I never talk in that nice way to say. Well,
Well,
talking about our
Onward.
fallen angel, John is going to end this discussion of fallen angel by sharing the poem with us again.
Okay. Fallen angel. I'll pay a visit to the stone that's my body and listen to what's left of my insides, where feelings are popsicles longing to be tasted. Take me from the fridge and this bed which lures me forever with unnecessary sleep. Put off sleeping, away the day, hiding from light and lack of love. Dream me into something different than physical weight. Leave me in the wavering air untouchable.
Woo. Wow. Thank you all for staying with us. We still have two more poems. And thanks to Sarah Bat, we can see them.
and I think now I will leave you to the poems as I will head back, and I will leave slightly slightly less abruptly than Tony.
Oh, we're doing it again.
Yes, but I will see you all soon, I'm sure.
That's for you.
Oh, okay. Thank you. All right.
Oh, wow.
So I bid you farewell, but in his memory, I must leave now, or things would not be right.
Got it. Oh, love you, Alex. Sarah, would you mind sitting there so we don't feel the emptiness of... Okay, we're moving on to Waiting for an Alien to Love Me. Maybe when I get to the end of it, you could. Can people read it, you think? On the television screen? Okay.
Yeah, this is a great solution.
Okay, it looks like.
Waiting for an alien to love me. Stuck by yourself, greenish blue, green, sad bloom. Look at you, separate as a shelf. Let me small talk you. Let me small talk your attention in my direction. Do you know where your mind is now? It's here with me in the question of whether your body would fall apart if you love something outside your hide. Underneath your Tasmanian devil squirrel-like demeanor, you are probably so intact. Nothing much, but still a little, could hinder your distant, plump inner core. Surely you're afraid with claws frozen in front of your face. Avoiding what? A kick? Ah, poor afraid of being hit shy devil concoction. Sorry, I could kill to protect you if I was sure you were still alive and, well, kinda open to some sort of connection with an earthling. What do you think, folks?
I don't know. there's a lot of talk of separation in his poems. I think there always seemed to be a huge barrier there.
Yep.
Alien human being.
And I like to think sharing this with us in his poetry is helpful to us. But I don't think he grew can I say this? Well, Tone would want me to be honest. Well, Sarah knows. I think with us he grew beyond this. I mean, we weren't his lovers. But, I mean, we were together for 20 years. Best of friends. He has another very best friend, Martin Hanley. And Alex and him. So he, maybe not with a lover, and maybe not all the time, but he did grow beyond this, for sure, with us, and maybe even beginning with John, who was getting to know. And I was telling John, Tony was kicked in the head by his father when he was about 5. I think not only once. And wanted to fight his father, but was too small. I remember once sitting with the family at a family gathering. First time I met the family. And no one's saying anything. They're sitting, these people have known each other for their whole lives, 70 years, 80 years, are not saying anything. They're just sitting there. And Tone walks in and says, okay, everybody, tell me your worst fear. What is it you're most afraid of in life? And what you're going to do about it? And it worked in a way.
He just was so well read too. And I remember you had given me the book Healing the Shame That Binds You.
Yes.
And I couldn't even get through that couple pages of that book without crying. It was heavy and vulnerable and real. But I always knew I would see you at the theater marathon, and Tony would be there. And then we'd all get together at the very end. The marathon goes from 10 a.m. until 10 p.m. at night. And it's amazing. It's 5 10-minute plays, and you have a 10-minute break every hour. And it was just this great little social thing. You could talk about your favorite plays, what things meant to you, and he was just always so playful. He would say, okay, Ari, healing the shame. Let's all talk about our shame right now.
Let's heal our shame.
Yeah. So we just went around a circle, and the next year we all saw each other. Hey, let's talk about our shame again.
I'm going to try to thank you, Sarah, but I'm going to try to do that in honor of Tone, if I can.
Because the Martin, and then who was the other guy that goes to the theater marathon?
Brian Fox.
Brian would talk about his shame too. He's always a good sport.
Oh, Tone, love Tone. We love. What a gift.
What a leader.
What a gift and what a leader. This is tough claws frozen in front of your face. Would your body, we can identify, would your body fall apart if you love something outside your hide? A great challenge. I had a student who said when her husband made love with her, she felt like a hard-boiled egg, cracked open. And then he would hold her after they made love. And she'd come back to herself again, but always in a different pattern. And she said, if you're the same after you make love as you were before, don't waste your time. That's because that's what it's about. including becoming a parent, helped. I wasn't brave enough to do. So Tone at least says something like that. If you love something, is whether your body would fall apart if you love something outside your high. He tried. Had a 2-year relationship with a woman in California. I just wrote her. But he was the alien, waiting for an alien to love me, or to love my alien, or waiting for me to love my alien. Look at you, separate as a shelf from And again, he did begin to get beyond that with us. And maybe a little bit with Nicole. Anything else, folks?
I love the line that says, "You are probably so intact."
Oh, right, wow. Nothing much, but still a little, could hinder your distant, it's very honest, plump inner core. Surely you're afraid. What do we think, Sarah Beth? How afraid are we?
We're pretty afraid.
I'm going to cough. I'm asking Tony's questions. And I'm coughing. Afraid of the answer. John, how afraid are we?
I think it just depends on how hopefully we have the ability to decide, but how we decide to connect with the world. Just like walking down the street, it just dated me completely back to our last CCTV show where Anthony was there for the first time, and then I was just talking with Michael, and I started to look out. We were just sort of trying to connect with those feelings and describe them in a way that wasn't mentally technical. And I started to look out the side, up the street, and everything just seemed happier. Just people seemed happier.
Connecting to our feelings helps us feel happier.
Yeah.
What does this mean, guys and gals? Oh, but he knows why he's afraid. Avoiding what? A kick? He knows. He's really hurt. What does it mean? Sorry, I could kill to protect you. If I was sure you were still alive. What do you think, guys and gals?
I think that is some sort of difficult relationship he must have had with his father, because there's a loved one, the father, and then there's that violence involved as well. So kill and protect, and then if you were alive, someone who does that to someone else, can they really be alive?
Oh, you mean the father too?
Yeah.
Oh, I love that. I also thought it could mean this alien inside. I could kill to protect you, alien. And I wondered if you're open, my own inner alien, who I've hid from, to some sort of connection with an earthling. Can we do it, Sarah Brett? Can we love what's so alone and alien?
We can.
We can. You heard it here, folks. Sarah says we can. Okay, John, that's our cue to hear you read this.
Okay.
With the title.
Waiting for an alien to love me. Stuck by yourself. Greenish blue-green, sad blue. Look at you. Separate as a shelf. Let me small talk your attention in my direction. Do you know where your mind is right now? It's here with me. in the question of whether your body would fall apart if you loved something outside of your hide. Underneath your Tasmanian devil squirrel-like demeanor, you were probably so intact, nothing much, but still a little, could hinder your distant, plump inner core. Surely you're afraid. With claws frozen in front of your face, avoiding what? A kick. A poor, afraid of being hit, shy devil concoction. Sorry, I could kill to protect you. If I was sure you were still alive, and well, kind of open to some sort of connection with an earthling.
Oh my. Well, we have time for one more.
Okay. I think that's the last one.
That's our last one. Yep.
Just kidding. This is our last one.
Say that again, John?
This is our last one. That
Yeah.
wasn't our last one.
No, this is our last one coming up. Thanksgiving. Let's take a moment before eating to get in touch with the birds inside and sense what it is to be caught, cooked, eaten by others. And let it stimulate a kinder dinner where we didn't take advantage and nothing has to be plucked. Why don't we eat ourselves instead? We like the way we look. I'll give you my middle finger for your big toe. If we thought our friends would feast on us, we'd stay in shape and keep a positive perspective to acquire a great cellular smell. The time of our death would be a feeding season. What they couldn't use would be wrapped and frozen until they were in the mood for our company. Then come alive again in someone else's body. If we're going to kill something sentient, let's include ourselves as well and give praise, full praise, to the bird in all of us. What do we make of this, guys and gals? Sarah's seeing it for the first time, I think, yes.
This one seems full with much longer sentences, and it seems a bit more complex somehow, a bit more intellectual.
It reminds me of the first poem about the egg being eaten, becoming, or the fried eggs being eaten, and eventually, when we turn into maggots, a hen might pick us up and turn us into an egg.
Definitely he's talking about the irony of, a celebration around honestly killing a bird, a dead bird that we're eating. And I think it's just, I took it as, let's put ourselves in the perspective of the bird, and if we were all sitting around and we were in the center of the table, what thoughts would be going through
Yes.
our head?
And Tony might do that at a Thanksgiving dinner. Okay, everybody, I say, Tony, let's have a grace. Let's feel what it's like to be the turkey eaten by us. And then he goes, wow, well, what if maybe we could eat ourselves? We're digesting you, Tone. We are digesting you. Here's to the Tone in all of us.
And the thankfulness.
And praise. Thank you, Sarah.
It reminds me of when Anthony, you and I were talking about current events, and we brought up the abortion concept, and it's just how could we possibly feel, us as three men, feel how it was to have an abortion, to lose a child that grows height. How could we find what it feels like to be the bird on the table? Some connection.
Oh, yes. And be eaten. I'm digesting you, Tone. You're delicious and nutritious. Take it away, John.
Okay. Thanksgiving. Let's take a moment before eating to get in touch with the birds inside and sense what it is to be caught, cooked, eaten by others. And let it stimulate a kinder dinner where we didn't take advantage and nothing has to be plucked. Why don't we eat ourselves instead? We like the way we look. I'll give you my middle finger for your big toe. If we thought our friends would feast on us, we'd stay in shape and keep a positive perspective. To acquire a great cellular smell. The time of our death would be a feeding season. What they couldn't use would be wrapped and frozen until they were in the mood for our company. Then come alive again in someone else's body. If we're going to kill something sentient, let's include ourselves as well and give praise, full praise, to the bird in all of us.
I love you, Tone.
Love you, Tony.
Thank you so much, Tony. I could never thank you enough.
Thank you so much for everything, Tony. And may your memories stay alive within all of us.
Oh my. And thank you for your poems.
Thank you for the wonderful poems.
And thank you, Sarah, for helping celebrate Tony. Thank you, John.
Thank you.
Wow.
And thank you for the little time I knew you, but the wonderful times we had together. And I still am sort of in a suspicion that your spirit might be helping me back in my theater skills. So
Yeah.
thank you.